Sneaker Jam, Boston 2014. The Beast. Growing up, I just remember sneakers being such an important thing. Like, you know, you going back to school, just trying to get fresh, just trying to present the best possible you to the world. You know, I grew up in a Jamaican household, and everything you had to be clean. That's how we say it. Boy, man, the boy clean. So that was a big part of it. Like, you wanted to be just fresher than the next cat. You know what I'm saying? And just I just remember a lot of times not necessarily being able to afford like the sneakers that I wanted. It's funny like how nowadays it's like I'll go back like in a store and I'll see the same sneaker that I wanted. I'll be like, ah, that's mine now.
I didn't buy my first pair of Jordans till like last year. I was on BT. The back room freestyle, I bought my first pair of Oreos. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because I'm 37 years old. A lot of cats don't know that. I always put my age out there. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? Album Great Hits.
I mean, if you're a real hip hop kid or grew up in the music game like that, sneakers kind of just set the trend. I mean, I remember walking downtown Mattapan, like seeing like the guys, you know, 3 for the stripes, and it was like you couldn't wear anything but Adidas, so you were like ran off the block, like if you saw Blue Hill Live. It's almost like it raised you, you know what I mean? Like you remember when people elevated to like the dunks and the limited edition stuff, and you remember when people got into Jordans, and you had the Jordan heads, and you had the dunk heads, and you had like all the limited exclusive stuff. So I mean, it was always around me. I mean, any dude I ever talked to in my life had like 16,000 sneakers, like toothbrush kit, the whole thing.
There's people that are like way deeper into it than I am. I just know like if there's a new pair of Jordans and it's stuff that I like whether it's retros or something new, like I'm getting it and I'm gonna put it in my music video. There's nothing like stepping out your house and feeling like, yo, I got the meanest set of kicks on my feet right now. I'm about to style on these dudes so hard.
This is dope, man. I like the wave that Boston is on right now. We just came back from ATL. We was down there for the A3C event. We went down there like 30 deep. B-Town Bullies represent. Let's go. Let's get into it, man. Don't waste no time, man. Hey, do what I do. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey. I'm gonna rap just for you. Right here, here we go. Ready? 54. That's 54 bars. Yeah. Let's go. Check. Yeah. Glorious salutations and hellos. In other words, peace to my hip-hop fellows. Been a lot of ups and downs in the ghettos. Smiles and frowns, winnowing through the pounds. Not the loud or the pistol. Talking about crowds up in Bristol. Skyping with my kids, daddy miss you. Wish I could be there to hug and kiss you. This is the issue, relentless and grizzle. AKA grind, shaking big time. Cook the classics, wake them up time. Starbucks, Capsule, Chino, Vinny style. Pimpy, man, superior to inferior. Lineage child of the Krishna Parker School of Art. The shout to the martyrs for all us. Beautiful parlors in the Johnny jogging from the noggin. Father MC, the father MC. To God be the glory. Fall to the victor. Off the chain, the scale, the Richter. Mister, last meet the pain inflictor. Cross out your name, add me to the lister. Quiet storm that fall in the lips like whispers. Broke through the venomous ground. My signature, wow, wow. It's a glamorous, more cash style. You park bitch often. I'm in the loft with a pen. I'm a plastic door with the flip. I held lots of jugs to the carpenters. Master crafts and swim past as if this is Aspen motion. Picture closed caption in the zone adapted to the habitat battlefield better cat. Tongue like a thunderclap on my J.O.B. I'm a jack like 101 on mic. You bow out, nigga bow down. Eternal King Supreme, these jewels for the crown. You fools simmer down as I sizzle saute. Hazardous sounds all day. Flawless flows my forte on my bouquet. Son, some vocab. Keep the gam O'Shea talking cute. Not the other day they from an AK machine gun tongue. Make them feel like the feet go numb. Now cream in your shorty bones. Dream you will all succumb to the word perfect. So the verses make you think of funeral service. Rest in peace to all whack MCs. Eyes watching God got you homies nervous. Word up. How y'all feeling? Make noise if you feel real hip hop. I'm gonna give you a little.
How have sneakers influenced my life? Well, they've chosen my career path, which is certainly a big a big part of my life. I've been a footwear designer for 17 years, both as a corporate designer for brands like Puma and Donna Karan and Sperry Topsider, as well as the last 7 years with my own brand, Heyday Footwear, which is really a design-driven line for bodybuilders, hip-hop dancers, and tastemakers. And you know, because the brand is my own, I think about it nonstop. So sneakers are influencing everything I do.
And there's conventions for people who are in love with just the power of style and the influence, and that caring about having something that is just so rare and so invaluable can bring, that there are conventions nationwide that you can merge all four of those, right? Like, you've got rappers here, you've got kicks I didn't even know existed here. There's a pair of Nikes from like 1982 that have never been worn here. Like, can you imagine that? Yo, that's so dope. And then you've got a skate, exhibition going on around the corner. There's an art gallery here. There's a bouquet of flowers shaped like a Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, that's power, and it's more than anything else like bringing people together. And so it's wielding power in a positive direction. Because we've seen the other side, right? We've seen cats with Jordans getting murdered in the street. We remember getting murked over a starter jacket. I'm sure there's some equivalent in skateboarding we can talk about. That's power on the other side. This has found a way to merge, the things that started with a group of people and hopefully at best still resonates within people today, that they just care about something so much that they want to gather and do something good with it, something good for other people, for a community, maybe the world. That's the thing that I think is the dopest about the powers that sneakers have, right? Like, sneakers literally bring people together. There's all kinds of kids here. I never knew this, by the way. There's all kinds of kids here who brought their flyest sneakers to the convention just to trade them. The ability to bring people together across cultures, across boundaries, anything that has that kind of power and uses that in a positive direction, yeah, that's priceless.
This is a journey into style.
Love the Bible, love the Bible, love the Bible.
The bird is
I was younger, I didn't really, it was harder because my father was a single father, and everyone always had fresh sneakers on in school, and you just want the latest Jordans or like the fresh Forces. It influenced me big because obviously all the talented people had them, or famous people had them. My father, he bought me when Allen Iverson was in his prime, he got me the A5s and got me the A6s, and I just was like the happiest dude on the planet. But like another thing too, it was like a hand-me-down from my father. He gave me the Kobe's, the original Kobe's, with the black and white, the Adidas stripes on the side. And it's funny because when we was playing basketball, one of my friends, Arnell, Easy Mac, what's up? It's mad funny. I brought him to my locker one day, like in the hallways, and I was like, yo, you gotta see these. I opened my locker and showed him. It was like, the light hit it. It was crazy. When I hit the stage, I like to just match. I like to match my sneakers, my shirt, whatever. Like some people say I'm too matchy, but I don't care. That's just me. I like to match. They gotta make sure everything is right. Everything's coordinated, whether it's my beats, whether it's my shirt, my sneakers. Everything's gotta be coordinated. I'm kind of OCD with that too. So.
You know, sneakers had a great influence on me being just a positive person in general. And when I say that, I say it went back all the way to like elementary school when I was like in 2nd and 3rd grade. And you know, I was just a regular kid, a regular boy, kind of, you know, acted up all the time. I had a lot of energy. I still got a lot of energy. When I was young, like 2nd, 3rd grade, me and my mother made a bargain where if I got good grades, I would get a new pair of Jordans. And so I was like the man in elementary school, all the Jordans, because it was 4 terms and I was getting good grades every term just so I can get a new pair of Jordans. And so that was one of the ways that my mother kept me in check. And now, you know, coming to think about it, man, that's big. Like, it's a big part of, you know, her being able to deal with me as a kid.
But I used to swerve a lot so the cops could see DUIs that had the kid locked for weeks. Now my limo pulls up right across the street with 9 dimes in my freaks. I got to eat. True religion, the product, the Louis. Everything changed after I got my 3rd Dewey. Armani, Cavalli, the Gucci. All my fashion, I blame it on my 3rd Dewey. The what? The Dewey. The Dewey. The who? The Dewey. The Dewey. It's the DUI guy making a movie. Everything changed after I got my 3rd Dewey. Got 1, got 2, then tried 3. Coulda got 4, 5 and been hooked to IVs. Now I'm in the club skipping lines, no ID. You know they gon' let the DUI guy inside free. Carry the air, swag of the year, fabulous gear. Might pull up in the cab with a beer. Smoking platinum sour D's on the back of the tier. With a chick like Amber Rose and I'm smacking the rear. Yeah, like so funny. Party with snow bunnies. Snowboarding off the JP, my nose running. Old Jordans looking brand new, I'm so hungry. Gotta keep up doing the box like old money. Packing the stacks and stacking the racks. Since I got my 3rd Dewey, now been after the stacks. Now my sneakers say Gucci, my glasses say Louis. Guess everything changed after I got my 3rd Dewey. True religion.
You know, having dope sneakers, not just Jordans. You know, I got you know, Air Forces. You know, I got Timberlands. I got, you know, a couple different, you know, a couple Gucci's here. You know, different brands, but I always want to make sure my footwear looks dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as an entertainer, like when I step on the stage, I want to feel good in what I'm wearing. So if I'm wearing something that I feel is dope, then I feel like I'm going to be that much doper. So with that being said, you know, sneakers is an important part of just like my outfit, you know. I think that's what it starts with. It starts with the sneakers and then it builds its way up.
You know, I think it's just amazing that sneakers and hip hop continue to wield this kind of power, you know, and what we're talking about is branding. We're talking about marketing, right? We're talking about, you know, someone with enough influence to make something more popular, or something, a culture or a style that is so popular that it becomes pervasive throughout the culture. And I think anytime that can come from something that you just love or care about, that's kind of awesome. Like, what are we really talking about, right? Sneakers.
Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. How we gonna keep it going? Let's do it. Let's take it down a little bit. Y'all look like y'all slow it down. Let's get real smooth on them, real groovy. Kiss, kiss, real groovy. Bang, bang.
These streets know what how to beat the flow. No queen knows I'm got it.
Hey, I got business in the building. All the young guys are getting ready. These streets know I gotta leave the flow. We no queen knows I'm got it. Get y'all. I got it. Ride with me. I got it. Now, go in there like olive trees. Pop a trip up my sleeves. I would pack the full of sleeves. Careful, cause my books the seed. Grew up with them crooked thieves. Crooked cops, crooked look on crooked streets. So I'm straight with crooked beef. I'm so wide and still a shit. Still a sweet. Wake 'em, bake 'em if these haters keep hustling with me. Undertake 'em, break 'em down. Like the frozen juice that I used to mix. Now it's time all on my hips. The options between my, that's not it. Them foreign oil comes to keep me gleamy. Eating my tea with sashimi. Washing down with 3 bellinis while I always have money.
It's a big deal. I mean, how we express ourselves. You don't have to have that much money, but I always like the dude that was like in a fresh white tee with like You know, even if you had your sweatpants on, your sneakers should be on point. So as a girl, you know, we clock a lot of dudes by their sneakers. We do. I know all my girls, we look from the bottom up. You got to see what's going on. So I always like sneakers that nobody really had. I never owned a pair of Jordans in my life. I never really liked to do what everybody else did. But like once the Dunks came out, like any high top sneaker I love. Like I was so hooked to the Adidas, like the high top joints. They had like the Prajas, or what they called them, the boxing edition. I had like 3, 4, 5 pair of those. Like I remember I walked in and I was like in like middle school and I seen a pair for like $100, but they were suede on them. And I was like, I gotta have them, I gotta get them. I always like high top sneakers, you know what I mean? I'm a big high top sneaker kid. I used to wear stuff like kangaroos. Like those are my joints. I love those sneakers. Like I love high top joints. And shout out to Puma sending me the sky tops. You know, they made sure that, you know, I was well taken care of. I do love these are super duper comfortable, but again, they're high top. So I'm a high top chick. You know, you can wear them with your skirts and your stuff like that if you need to. You can wear them with your jeans. You can wear it with anything, make it look cute. Well, I did. I mean, that's the beauty of the kick game though. You know, for my release party, I wore a Bruins jersey, the Nearly jersey, and I wore the garter belt stockings with the Timbs. I wear the Timbs. And I love that. I'm an up north chick all day. I mean, I was born in the island, but you know, it's up north with the F. Like, so you gotta keep a pair of Timbs. You gotta keep a pair of white wheats, you know, nice wheats. You gotta keep a pair of black joints, nice suede. My best friend was from New York, and like the beef and broccoli Timbs was like everything. So I love bringing that in. I feel like a lot of girls, I hated girls who didn't wear sneakers. Like, there's girls who don't wear sneakers. Like, they don't wear sneakers, they don't own sneakers, and that boggles my mind because your feet must look like knuckles, like, straight up.
You know, fashion in general, like the sneakers have a high impact on the youth, and it carries on until adulthood. But like I feel like it's most vibrant with the kids. The same way the music, I feel like, you know, it invigorates the children. You know what I'm saying? It's revolutionary, you know, in a lot of ways, in a lot of aspects. For instance, like, you know, I got the camo on the Timbs, right? And like the whole revolutionary mind state of like my music, you know, it kind of is influenced by a lot of the historical aspects in revolution and revolt, whatever. The camo, attire, it kind of just like coincides with the fashion and with the music.
I'm 33 years old, right? So I look at sneaker culture as it lives now as kind of existing with Jordans, right? Like Michael Jordan, like he got banned, his sneakers got banned the first season, right? So they automatically became like the coolest sneakers you could possibly have. And then all of a sudden you realize like your friends in school were skipping school to go stand in line for these kicks. And you couldn't get back like old editions of Jordans back then. Like it was just like, you couldn't really go on the internet and find people that had them. So that whole thing was like, ended up being this whole kind of subculture that was just crazy vibrant. And I think about hip hop like that at the same time. I think that similarity between hip hop and its origins as being a product of lack of opportunity and an effort to build unity at the same time. Like, you know, schools cut music class. Okay, we will plug in these turntables to this light post and peace, love, having fun, you know? And as being a similar type subculture. And the same thing kind of with skateboarding, you know? So when I think about sneaker culture now and its impact that it has on communities everywhere, it's really a product of those three coming together, because all three of those, well, at least hip hop and sneaker culture, really valued kicks. And kicks themselves were always something that you saw in skate videos or in rap videos or on TV, or when your friends came back to school the next day after they skipped class with the fresh pair of Jordans and you were kind of pissed because you knew at that moment you'd already missed your chance to get them. It's just a product of our era, I think.
It blows my mind that, again, we could have leather, rubber, suede sneakers that created this. The sneakers are what brought us together, but it's the people that are the most important thing. A lot of times the younger sneakerheads, or people part of the culture, forget that the sneakers didn't make us cool. We're the ones that made the sneakers cool. We're the ones that talk about it, live it, breathe it 24/7. It's like hip hop, you know? Hip hop is something what? We live, something we are.
Hey yo, it's easy. You know I rep that ST show on click, you heard? You don't know, you better ask somebody. What you think, you like me? You ain't like me. In a rap game full of fake brothers, I'm a standout. Homie, we nothing alike. Don't put your hand out. Came up in a time when they'd touch you for diamond. Now it seems that we stuck in environment where dudes turn puppets for diamonds. Other than rhyming, homie, you and I.